was in a movie, I would watch it. He's phenomenal, and his range, just like, it's one of those, it's subtle, but I don't know. So,
all right, sorry, I didn't mean to throw the curveball. I'm gonna back. Yeah,
it's all right. It's okay. I still love you, man. So back down to the bridge, and names people might recognize. Riley Keough and Lily Gladstone are in this, and I know this is a milestone, but did you expect to be with just such a talent pool like that at this point in your career? Because it blows me away, the names on this cast, not just them and you, but like there's a lot of very, very talented people involved in this. And I just imagine walking on set day one, you're like, yes.
Yeah. Well, I have this sort of thing where before I work on a project, I don't look up anyone. Like, obviously I get the call sheet and I see who's working, but I don't like look up on IMDb or anything like the names of the people I'm working with. Just said I don't have any preconceived ideas. So I didn't know either like any the work of any of the actors I was working with really at all until we finished shooting, really. And then of course, like having little chats on set about past projects and stuff like that. But I just went in completely blind, and just wanted to meet the people that I was working with for who they are in that in the moment, without having any preconceived notions of what they've done or like what kind of actor they are. And I think I'm really glad I did that, because if I would have known some of the stuff that that they're involved with, I probably would have like freaked out.
I used to have a recurring question where I asked if it was okay to walk up to meet somebody who's clearly, they have decades of work or some very famous things and not know what they've done. Like, if actors are okay with that, or they get insulted. You never saw the movie It? And you're like, no, I didn't. It's okay. I wondered if that was okay. And I'm learning more and more it is.
I think so. I mean, I guess it would depend on the actor. I mean, if you're working with an actor who's like, you didn't see my movie, then I don't know if that's an actor that I really want to be working with anyway.
Fair enough. Jack Nicholson, what? You never saw Cuckoo's Nest? What's going on with you?
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're working with like Jack Nicholson, then okay, yeah.
So you might not have seen everything. He has a lot of movies out, and not all of them are fantastic. There are some very tough to watch ones as well, and I was just curious if that was okay. If like there was ever any tension on it, like, you don't know who I am. Well, I think at that point maybe I'm pigeonholing actors the same way you shouldn't pigeonhole anybody. It's a job. You have different people with different attitudes and different likes and dislikes. So maybe I should. I think that's why I got rid of that question, actually. So, but no, it's just refreshing that you do want to meet them as people. And I think one of my disadvantages is when I meet actors, yourself included, I do research and I do try to form some preconceived notions, because I also want to come in with semi-intelligent questions. And it would be just nice, like on the pre-show when we were talking to you, it was great to just not talk about anything I was going to talk about and like get to know you. So
yeah,
I totally get that. And I think it's a winning formula, honestly. So but you would know better than me.
Yeah, I think I think it was I think it really helped me and just to be able to focus on the work too, and not be thinking about who, like, this person is and what they've done and all that kind of stuff. That when you're working and you're in the middle of a scene, that's not helpful information to be like rolling around in your head when you're just, again, like going back to just trying to be present and be alive in the scene. Like, you want to be meeting that person where they're at. And I think the less intimidation that you have, probably the more free you'll be as an actor too, at least in my experience.
I get it. That's, I mean, I'm wondering how difficult it would be if you've read a story and you knew they were difficult. Like, then all of a sudden you're not being you. Whereas if you just walk on set and you're like, I'm going to be me, and if they don't like that, or if they're difficult, then that's the problem. But I'm not going to go in and create it because I read something that might not even be true.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's like, I guess I could see there being some advantage to like knowing what you're going to be working with, and maybe certain styles and maybe even to do like, I could see it being a good thing if you look up, say, a director you're working with and like have some ideas of like their style and like what they've directed in the
Mm.
past, be able to talk about, reference those things. I can see that being advantageous. But yeah, for your co-actors that, you know, yeah, I don't know. I think it's more fun to kind of like find those things out like through talking with them and like hearing their stories and like being genuinely surprised by like some of the stuff that you hear. I think that's maybe a more fun way to find out.
Nah, that's awesome. They we're running out of time here, and I just wanted to touch on some future projects. I saw on IMDb you're working on something, Everything Under Heaven, directed by Derek Rein. Any relation?
Yeah, that's my brother.
I
Yeah.
read his credits too, and
Oh yeah.
he's done some pretty amazing stuff. So
Yeah.
you have a talented family there for rural Canada.
Yeah. 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 I look up to my brothers. Both I've got another brother who's in radio as well, and yeah, they definitely blazed the trail for me in a lot of ways, in like just pursuing their creative paths. But yeah, Derek and I. That's also, I should have touched on this earlier on. Like, that's how I kind of started getting into acting more and more when I was a kid too. Like Derek would always like direct little home movies, and we'd just like
Oh
improvise
wow!
these stories, and he'd be behind the camera and I'd be in front of it. And we made a ton of like just ridiculous like movies just to make each other laugh and make our friends laugh. And then so since then, like we've gone on to like pursue these things as careers. We've always talked about creating something together, and we shot it. We shot this. I wrote it, and we shot it together when we were back home in Alberta. Um, I should really take it down from IMDb because I don't know if we're ever going to finish it. It's like one of those
Please
projects where
finish
we,
it. I really
yeah,
want to
we
see what you
should.
two
We
come up
totally should.
together, or
Yeah,
at least just let me
I
see it.
think. Yeah, yeah. Maybe we'll like find like a private way to screen it or something. But um,
I'm in.
yeah, I think it would be cool to make something with him. I'm just not sure if that one's ever gonna finish. You know what I mean? It's like one of those projects that's like, yeah, it might
I've had a
not ever
couple of
see the
those
light of day.
projects.
Yeah,
I've had a
yeah.
couple of those projects this year alone. What other projects are you working on? What do you have coming down the pike? Any theater gigs? Any what do you got? Let's get people in seats.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a bit of an interesting year because I've like it's been a lot of like saying no. So like I don't really have anything to talk about because any all the things that have came up. So yeah, I was part of a theater production that was I was involved with for about a year. It's continuing on, but I'm not continuing with it. And then a couple other theater things came up. I think I'm just in a point where yeah, I'm excited to get back into film and TV, especially after Under the Bridge coming out, and kind of want to just keep going on that train. Um,
Heck yeah.
I'm working towards expanding into the U.S. actually as a Canadian actor. It's, you know, we've all kind of got our sights set on your country there, so so that's kind of the main thing I've been working on is like, yeah, getting my stuff in order to, yeah, to start spending more time down south.
Now, are there any special rules, between unions or just international actors guilds or anything like that you have to be aware of coming down here? I have no idea what that process is like, or can they just say we want you for an American production in your show?
It depends. Like if you're a Canadian actor and you audition for an American project and production wants you, they'll deal with all that. They'll get you signed to the Screen Actors Guild, and they'll get your paperwork to your working visa to work there. But until you get that opportunity, you're kind of on your own, and so that's where I'm at right now. Um, I mean, if that opportunity comes, I'll definitely take it. But I think like having the pieces in place will definitely help with that process, no matter you know whichever path I take to get there. But it is a process. Yeah, it does take quite a bit of yeah planning and preparation and resources.
I
But
had no idea. Yeah.
yeah, it's like it's a whole thing. Yeah, like there's of course there's an industry here in Canada. Like there's a lot of thriving
It's
actors who
huge.
just like stay in Canada, but I think the U.S. is like LA and New York are still like the hubs, you know, the world hubs for the entertainment industry. So so I guess it just depends on what you want to do. But for me, that's it's been calling my name for a while. So it's just where I'm slowly kind of working my way towards.
Well, I had one last question where I ask where do you think you'll be in 10 years from now? And after talking to you, I don't think it's a good question. I know you're going to get a lot of the things that you have in your sights that you want. I see after talking to you, I see your passion. I know how dedicated. I knew you worked you worked for hours and hours and hours every day on your craft. Before I asked the question, there is something about you that tells me you're going to get what you want. And I feel that. I see it. Again, I will point back to just if everybody watching this just watches that reel and gives it that few minutes, they will see the quality of acting that you deliver and how you can actually reach across the screen and own somebody's emotions for a little bit. So I want to leave on that and just say, I don't want to ask a question. We're going to be 10 years. I want to know if you'll come back and see us in 10 years, or if you're going to be too big to ever remember you were here. And I honestly hope a little bit you're way too big to even remember this day. So thank you for being here. It's been a blast talking to you.
Hey man, that's so yeah. I just want to receive that. Like it's such that was such a nice thing of you to say, and I sometimes I get uncomfortable receiving nice words like that. But man, that's really nice. I'm just gonna be grateful for that and say thank you.
Thank you for giving us your time, because again, I know you're working a lot and you have a big thing going on, and to give us that time, it means a lot. So thank you for being here. Thanks for your time, and thanks for your talent that you share with the rest of the world in everything you do. So thank you very much.
Thanks, man. Yeah, this has been so positive and uplifting to be here. It was a pleasure to spend this time with you all.
Hey, thanks a lot. Josh, you want to play us out? Do you have anything else? Yeah, I stunned.
It's
remember
contagious.
Let's go with this. Everybody, remember, get ready on that play button, and remember to please subscribe to the channel. It actually helps. I hate when people ask to do that, and here I am doing it, but it absolutely helps the algorithm if you subscribe, if you share this video out, leave comments, do all the things that everybody tells you to do on every YouTube video. It helps the channel grow, and it helps get word out about the actors and people that we interview, about how their relationships and how their lives are the same as ours and different from ours. So thank you, everybody. Have a great night. Be great to each other.